A little bit of organization will help you keep track of your photos, and Lightroom CC makes organizing and managing your photos simple. In this lesson, we'll take a look at some tips about managing your photos in Lightroom CC. If you'd like to use the sample files to follow along, download them from the Adobe webpage for this tutorial. Click Add Photos, and in the Import Preview window, create an album for just these files, as I've done down here, and then click Add Photos. Lightroom CC does some of the photo organizing for you over here in the column on the left. Here, you can access all photos that you've added to the Lightroom ecosystem, which includes photos you added from any Lightroom CC access point, mobile, web, or desktop. Or you can choose to see your most recently added photos, and that's broken down for you by the last few times that you added photos. Lightroom CC also automatically keeps track of your photos by their capture date, so you can quickly get to photos that you took in a particular year, or you can go deeper to see photos that you took in a particular month, or even on a particular day. And you also can make as many albums as you want to organize your photos by subjects, by projects, or any topic that makes most sense to you. I'll select the latest album that I made when I imported the sample files for this tutorial. Now, what you don't see in Lightroom CC are storage folders, like those you may be used to seeing if you're used to using Lightroom Classic. That's because Lightroom CC stores the full resolution originals of your photos in the cloud, and it doesn't use a folder system there. Because the originals that Lightroom CC references are all in the cloud, you don't have to worry about managing folders of your photos on your local drives. In fact, you don't even have to keep local copies at all. However, if you do want to keep local copies, you can. To set that up, go up to Adobe Lightroom CC on a Mac or Edit on Windows and choose Preferences. Click on the local storage preference and go down and check Store a copy of all originals locally. By default, that will store an extra copy of your photos in a package format in the Pictures folder on your computer. If you have a lot of photos, it may make more sense to store your extra local copies on a large external drive. To do that, click Change Location over here and specify the drive where you want to keep a local copy of your photos. Lightroom CC will still upload to the cloud your full resolution originals and any changes you make to them, but you'll have a duplicate copy of the unchanged photos that you started with if you want them. Or if you want an extra local copy of just specific photos, go to the square grid icon here, or press G on your keyboard again. Select one or more photos, and click the check mark under any of the selected photos. And here, you can click this Store Original Locally switch to get a local copy of just those selected photos. One more important thing about managing your photos, and that's about deleting photos. Let's say that you have a photo you decide you really don't want to keep in your Lightroom CC library for some reason. You could delete it by selecting the photo and then going up to the Edit menu and choosing Delete Photo, or right-clicking the photo and choosing Delete Photo from there. Be sure that you understand that if you do this, you're deleting the original of the photo, and you're deleting it from the cloud and from all your devices too. So unless you have a local copy of the photo, it will be permanently gone everywhere, which is what this message means. So unless you're sure the photo is a throwaway, don't delete it unless you have a local copy. So that's a quick look at managing your photos in Lightroom CC. There are more tools you can use to further organize your photos, including albums, which we'll cover in the next lesson in this tutorial, and flags and stars, which we'll cover in the next tutorial.